Hey y'all, Southern Sunkern here, back with another Obsidian Flames pack opening video. Today I have for us a 3-pack promo blister. If you're watching this, thank you for joining me. And if this is your first time here, a little bit about me is I like to showcase the artists of the wonderful Pokemon trading card game. I like to give credit where credit is due, and Scarlet and Violet so far has done a fantastic job of really putting the spotlight on the artist for Pokemon. So what I like to do when I open any new set is I like to go over all of the cards. I like to look at the art, the story being told, the setting, the style, everything going on, and give credit where credit is due. So quick rundown, quick example. So for like this common Shibuya card, for me, I like to rank cards, give my opinion. Of course, it is subjective, but give my opinion based on a card's story, style, and setting. And I like to give each category a plus, a check, or a minus. Why do I like to do this as well? Because I love stories, I love art, I love Pokemon, and art tells a story, and that's what a Pokemon card is, art that tells a story. So quick example, run down this Paldean Wooper that I pulled in a previous video for the first time. This is a plus for story, plus for style, plus for setting, absolutely. But again, like I said, it's all subjective. This is just me giving my opinion. So if you're here today, again, thank you. And before we dive in, I know I'm already taking up a lot of time, but do want to call back to this Larvitar art rare that I pulled in the last video. So happy to pull it. It's one of the big chases of this set. But to follow up on some of the commentary of this card, I know a lot of people joke around saying this Larvitar, looks like it's eating poop. Of course, it's probably just rocks, but it does look like a big pile of poop. Good throwback to Jurassic Park. And I was wondering in the video, is he actually eating it? And if you look very closely, it might be kind of hard to see the lips. I know some people love it, some people hate it, but there is residue on Larvitar's lips. So yes, he is indeed either eating rocks or the alternative. And everyone, of course, loves the alternative. So there we go. Just a quick follow up on that. But let's go ahead and dive into this 3-pack blister. Let's see what we can find. I'm probably not as gentle as I should be with this. All right, we'll talk about that Houndstone in just a second. Get rid of some of this trash. So code, here we go. Anybody that wants it, that's for you. All right, setting that aside. Let's take a look at this Houndstone real quick. Ooh, oh God, I love the Galaxy Hollow foil. I mean, you can't beat that. But let's see. Let's look at its story, its style, and its setting. So style-wise, definitely want to give this a plus. Absolutely on brand for this Pokemon Houndstone, this ghost dog. It reminds me of like those vintage 1980s paper cutouts, that you'd hang around your house for Halloween decor. So it's got that vibe going on for me. So I love the style. Definitely give it a plus. Setting wise, I mean, you can't really beat that. He's in a graveyard or she's in a graveyard. It's night. You've got the full moon going. Absolutely perfect, spooky vibes going on. But in terms of the story, not a whole lot, little bare bones, kind of like the setting, but the setting's appropriate, but the story wise, there's not much there. So I might give that a minus, but good overall. There is no failing Pokemon card in the Pokemon card world. So a plus is a 100, a check, let's say an 85, and a minus is a 70. So it's still passing. There's no way you can fail, all right, for me on this channel. So plus, minus going on here with this Houndstone. But with that out of the way, let's see, first pack here. So if I've already encountered a card and I've already gone over it in a video, I'm not going to spend time on it again. So I'll only spend time on any card art that I have not seen on this channel. So have seen this Larvitar Like it overall. But let's move on. All right, what else do we have? Oh, I don't know if I gave everyone the code for anybody that wants it. All right. Ooh, all right, Magnemite. I have not seen this Magnemite. Now, there is a lot of action going on here. I do like it when there's a lot of action going on in the card, and it's an appropriate action. He's got electricity coming out of both ends. He does look a little concerned here in his expression. So, story-wise, I definitely give it a plus. Setting wise though, you really can't see a whole lot going on in the background. It's kind of blurry. Really, a lot of the focus here is definitely on the action, so I give that a plus, the story a plus. But setting is kind of a minus for me. Style is fine. I give that a check. I like a lot of the shadows going on here. It definitely draws your eye to all of the action that's kind of going on in this corner. So good card overall. I'm probably going to say that about everything. Now this is interesting. You know, I always like it when Pokemon and cards have just kind of like a different colored outline. So Eevee's here outlined in white, kind of similar to the Paldean Wooper. Paldean Wooper outlined in red, but Paldean Wooper definitely stands out more, I think, here. But any kind of outline helps the Pokemon stand out in a card. So I do like the style. It's kind of like a kawaii, cutesy style going on, but I don't know if I like the brick. So I'll give the style a plus. Setting, though, I'll give it a check. It's just the brick that's kind of throwing me off in the background. Story-wise, it's fine. I give it a check. Eevee's looking back at something. She's happy. He's happy. So you can't go wrong. So I'll give that a check. So moving on. Ooh, interesting. Toad School. So some interesting shadows going on here. Some tall trees in the background in Toad School. He's a tall dude. He's a tall squirrel. I guess he's more of a mushroom in Scarlet and Violet. So I'll give that style a plus. Well, actually, I'll give the setting a plus. It's interesting to me. We got this long Pokemon. We got these long trees going on in the background. We see his legs on display. So I'll give that setting a plus. Style-wise, I'll give it about a check. It's kind of, I don't know, Toad School's kind of fading into the background here, especially with this yellow, but that could just be the nature of the beast with the style of this Pokemon in general. Story-wise, it's appropriate for Toad School, I think. He's kind of a fast dude, or seems to be like a fast dude with his long legs, so it's appropriate. So I'll give the story a check there. Ooh, like this Houndstone. We already got a Houndstone promo, but this is interesting. Definitely taking this ghost dog and making it cute. I like that. I like that intention behind it, because if you look and see here in the background, I love this setting. I definitely give this setting a plus, because it seems very uncharacteristic for a Pokemon like Houndstone, but Houndstone's so happy. So happy. So of course you got a happy setting, and yet it's still in theme because you have some of the darker colors going on down here, but I love the sparkles coming off. He is just having the time of his life. I think this is a plus for me. The story, why is he so happy? He's just having a good time. The setting, I love it. Absolutely appropriate. And then, of course, the style. I love this style. And I think it's interesting to do that with a Pokemon like Houndstone. So good for Houndstone. All right, Diggersby. This is where some of my biases are going to come into play. I have not seen a card that's made me like Diggersby so far. And even in the anime, a lot of times, sometimes the anime will win me over in regards to liking Pokemon, with the anime bringing it to life. But Diggersby is just one I just have not gotten behind. And it's not that I don't want to. Maybe one day I can be won over. But this one ain't it for me either. Action-wise, story-wise, it's appropriate. All right, he's digging. He's beating up some kind of rock, and it's coming up. You got some light going on underneath from where he is hitting the ground. It's appropriate. I'll give it a check story wise. I mean, he's doing what a Diggersby would do. Setting though, kind of blurred in the background. Can't really see what's going on, and even still, Diggersby, when I think Diggersby, I think of him digging in the dirt like rabbits do, not in the rocks. So setting wise, I give that a minus, and the style here is not really doing it for me. It's not really helping anything to stand out, so I'll give that a minus too. But maybe one day, Diggersby. But let's keep it going. Ooh, camera up. All right, this is an intense camera up card, and is that because of him, his eruption going on? Could be, or maybe it could have to do with the setting, the background. Maybe he's in a volcanic area, but I'm going to give him some credit. I think this is because of him, and he looks angry. So I am intrigued by the story here. Maybe he's defending his territory. Maybe somebody made him mad. So I definitely give the story a plus on this card. Definitely interesting to me, drawing me in here. But let's see what else we got. Style wise, it's good. I like it. Definitely pops for me. So I'll give that style a plus as well. But in terms of setting, it's kind of hard to tell. I mean, I think he's in kind of a plains, rocky area. Seems appropriate, but can't really tell. So maybe I'll give that a check here for this card. So going on Espeon, I've gone over this one before, so we'll keep it moving. Ooh, Dratini. All right, so we got Dratini here. I have not encountered this one yet. Dratini, just a very cute baby Pokemon to me. Style-wise, I give it a check. It's not bad, but it's not standing out to me. All right, it's not making me gas, so I think it's appropriate. All right, it's a check. Setting-wise, got a lot of interesting stuff going on back here. It's hard to place it. I can't tell. I'm thinking Dratini's underwater here. When you look at some of the work going on right here in the art, it looks like Dratini's underwater. And I like a lot of the underwater cards of this set because it's underwater styles that I really haven't seen a whole lot with Pokemon cards. So definitely, I'll give the setting here, I'll give it a check. I don't like it as much as some other underwater cards that I've seen in this set so far. But in terms of the style, I do like the style. I think I'll give the style a plus for this because I like a lot of the work going on here on Dratini, letting us know that Dratini is underwater in this card. But let's see our first holo of this set. Get this energy out of here. All right, it's Darkrai. Darkrai kind of blending in here for this background, but it's an appropriate setting. It's appropriate for a Pokemon like Darkrai. He seems to be kind of in this dark, shadowy void, murkiness going on. I'll give it a check. Style-wise, it's very intense, and it might be hard to see, especially on this camera, on this video. But there's a lot of interesting things, even though it might seem like it's blending in, especially from far away. There's a lot of detail going on in the background for this Darkrai card. So I think I'll give the style here a plus. In terms of story, though, I don't know. He's just out here in the void. There's not much going on in terms of story. So I might give the story a minus. But the other two, all right, you can get a good grade on. So good card, good pull overall. But let's see, next pack. And I got to really figure out where I want to place things. But we'll get there. We'll get there. I think this is the third video for this channel. Oh, goodness. One thing I have noticed with Scarlet and Violet is it seems like the packs are harder to open, and that's probably a good thing. Probably prevents less people from trying to dig into it. Maybe not, but there's probably intention behind that. So let's see, card for anybody that wants it. Let's get the energy out of the way, and let's see. Ooh, Lampent. Now I have not seen this card here on the channel yet. I definitely like this setting going on. It looks like a cool Victorian, maybe library. It's kind of whimsical in the background as well. I'm loving, digging this setting for Lampet. Definitely seems appropriate. I'll give that a plus. Style-wise, I give it a check. It's not bad, but it doesn't really stand out either. So I'll give the style a check. But the story, I think the story is really playing into the setting here. With Lampet being this cool looking, maybe old library. You got some smoke maybe coming out of Lampet as well. I wonder why that is. So story-wise, I'd probably give that a check too. But really, I think it's the setting here that's really working for this Lampet card. So moving on. Ooh. All right. This is one of those where, it's going to be just a plus, plus, plus all the way. Digging this style. It's really popping. I know I've seen this artist before, and they definitely have a distinctive style. So this definitely is appropriate. It works. Style is a plus. Let's see. The setting here. Definitely appropriate. Got kind of like this jungle setting. Kind of got a sunset maybe going on in the background in terms of the time of day. Setting a definite plus. But let's talk about story. Maybe I jumped the gun here just a little bit. Story-wise, I don't know. I mean, it's just gloom hanging out like gloom seems to do. Now, gloom, what I like about gloom is depending on the card, sometimes gloom can look happy, sometimes gloom can look sad, even with that drool hanging out. But here, I don't really know what's going on. Gloom's just hanging. So story-wise, I give it about a check. I adore the art rare version of Gloom in this set. That one's for sure a plus, plus, plus for me. And I think there's an interesting story going on in that card. So maybe we can pull that one day. Now this one have gone over, so we'll keep it going. Bronzor. Ooh, Snubble. All right, have not seen the Snubble yet on this channel. So let's see. What do we got? Snubble going on here. Setting-wise, I don't know. When I think Snubble, I think of like a pampered Pokemon. And this, I don't know. I don't think Snubble's being pampered enough here. All right, in this chair. I mean, it looks a little cozy, but I don't think it's enough. So setting-wise, I give it maybe a minus. For the style-wise, I don't know. It's not really doing it for me, but I might give that a minus too. Story-wise, Snubble always looks kind of upset, but definitely looks extra upset in this card. Maybe he's upset about the chair that he's sitting on. Maybe he realizes, it's not up to his standard. It's not cozy enough for a Pokemon like Snubble. And kind of looks like he's glaring at the cameraman if we're thinking of a card as kind of like a picture being taken of a Pokemon. So you know what? I'm going to give the story a plus here. Snubble looks so fed up, so done in this card. It looks like you took your toddler to go get a glamour shot done, and your toddler is just done, ready to go home, giving you the stink eye. So you know what? This card is bringing me around through its story, the story that seems to be expressed here in this card. So I definitely give that a plus. Ooh, Magnezone. Now this is definitely an intense and epic looking Magnezone. Love it. Oh, it's definitely drawing me in. This style here. I love this, what's going on in this background here. It's like a storm, an electric storm. It's very intense. Definitely give the style here a plus. The story here, Magnezone. He is upset about something. This is an intimidating Pokemon in this card. You don't want to mess with Magnezone. So, story plus setting-wise, very interesting to have this kind of storm in the background. It seems to be a storm going on in the background. This dark background is really helping Magnezone pop here. So, definite plus there as well. I love that card. All right, next one, Crabominable. Okay, Crabominable. I don't know. Style-wise, not really popping out for me. I give that a minus. Setting-wise, definitely appropriate for Crabominable. I give that a check. And the story, let's see. kind of in a storm, kind of some intense stuff going on, but definitely in comparison with this Magnezone, definitely not as intimidating as Magnezone. So story, I kind of have to give that a minus here. Hard follow up to Magnezone. All right, what do we got? Mawile going on. Mawile's definitely happy about something, but let's talk about this setting. So Mawile seems to be in some kind of cavern, some kind of cave, but the style here is really helping that setting to pop, that cavern to pop. You got some really great hues going on with the pinks and the purples and kind of the blacks as well that are being thrown in, and some of the warm light that's also coming through. So I'll give the setting and the style, I'll give it a plus. Maybe I'll give the setting actually a check, because I really think the setting's only popping because of the style. But in terms of story, I don't know. I'm not really... Mawile's happy, and that's good for Mawile, but there's not a whole lot going on. So I might give the story here a minus. And Wooper. All right, so now we got a reverse of this Paldean Wooper. Absolutely love it. Plus, plus, plus for me. All right, Houndour. All right, I don't think I've covered Houndour. I definitely like the style of this card. Very interesting. I like the setting as well. Even though it is just rocks and vegetation and moss, it's got this ancient kind of look going on for it, this ancient style. So I'll give the style a plus. Setting, I might give it just a check, but story here, Houndour, he looks confident with himself or with herself, but I might give the story a check. That's about all I can give it. But let's see, what do we have here? Oh, Togekiss. All right, Togekiss. All right, Hollow. It's kind of, oh, you kind of have a star going on in front of Togekiss on this card. Style-wise, I like it. It reminds me of kind of like a children's book, so I'll give the style a check here. It might be hard to see on camera because it is a hollow foil, but I am digging the setting as well. You got this interesting star pattern with Togekiss flying through the stars. You got a moon in the background. I'm a sucker for a night setting, a starry night setting. But it's really hard for it to pop out. It's hard for this card to shine because, ironically, it is a hollow foil card. So I have to give the setting a check here as well. Story-wise, I think it's appropriate for Togekiss. Togekiss has always seemed like a very happy, maternalish kind of Pokemon. So I might give the story here a check as well. I just really wish that background could come out more, could be brought more to the forefront, but I think the hollow foil is really kind of working against it with this card. But good stuff. All right, so last pack of our 3-pack blister. Let's see if we can encounter any cards that we haven't encountered before. Oh, code card. Congratulations. Hopefully you snagged it. Get rid of our energy. Fire energy. All right. Houndour. All right. So we just had that one. Combee. All right. Now I've seen or come across this card in a lot of pack openings that I have watched, and it's definitely intriguing for me, especially this setting. And I'm talking about this tree right here. There is something important about this tree. I just don't know what. It kind of reminds me of a baobab tree that you would find in Madagascar, but this, I don't know. I don't think this is supposed to be a Madagascar setting. Maybe it is. I don't know. It's just this tree is what's really throwing me off and questioning everything. Obviously, if you're Combee, you know, you're going to be happy amongst the flowers. So why this tree here? Definitely a lot of questions, and I find it intriguing. Style-wise, it's a good check, but story-wise and setting-wise, I have so many questions. I mean, Comey's not even looking at the tree, so why even have a tree so big in this card? What is going on? I don't even know if I can give it a plus, a check, or a minus because of that tree, and I've almost kind of dreaded pulling this card because I knew I would have to talk about this and my feelings about it because it's just, what? Why the tree? We're trying to show off the Pokemon here, but it's this tree that's the star of the show. And you know what? I'm gonna give that story, I'm absolutely gonna give it a plus. Any card that can just have me continue to question it and try and figure it out, I've got to give it a plus. Setting, you know what? I'll give the tree a plus. So Combi, you're not really pulling your weight here. It's this tree that's pulling the weight of this card. All right, so good stuff. Diglett. Oh man. Okay, Diglett, where are you? This is such an interesting setting for a Diglett card. So you've got, maybe he's in a gym, like a Pokemon gym. I don't know. I don't know where he's at. Kind of like a like a West Asian setting. I'm not sure. Setting's definitely interesting. Style is fine. I give it a check. Setting, I guess I might have to give it a check too. It is somewhat visually interesting, making me question it. Story-wise, though, I like the, I say expression. I mean, Diglett doesn't even have a mouth, but Diglett does seem to be looking at something. I don't know, kind of maybe looking at something like really big in front of him. He kind of gives off this expression like he's kind of zen, maybe in awe. Maybe he's just looking at the sky. Maybe there's the hint of a smile coming through. And I am interested in what kind of time of day this is as well, because you've got some sunbeams coming on. It seems like it could be either a sunset or a sunrise, and it looks like Diglett's just kind of taking it in. So I might give the story a plus here. So interesting Diglett card. Ooh, Rowlet. All right, this is a Kamiya card. And I'm sorry, I know I need to do my research, make sure I'm pronouncing these correctly. We, of course, love the style here. You can't go wrong with this style. Rowlet is so happy. So style for sure, a plus. Let's talk about setting. So definitely seems to be, and sometimes it's really hard to decipher with a Kamiya card. But the setting seems to be appropriate. But I think I give the setting just a check here today. But story. So you've got what seems to be a very happy Rowlet, but he's using what seems to be Razor Wing in this card. So is it just kind of like a misfire because he's so happy that Razor Wing just comes out? I don't know. What's making him so happy? Why is he so happy? Did he find something with this vegetation going on over here? Is he celebrating? I don't know. It has me questioning it. So I might give the story here a plus. Style plus, story plus, but setting just a check. But going on, all right, Paldean, Clodsire. Right, he's just chilling. Setting-wise, I don't know. I think of Paldean Clodsire. I'd imagine him in a swampy area in the mud, but here we've just got more of a grassy area. Interesting time of day. You got these shadows going on here, these trees. There's some wind action going on here in the background, but setting, I'll give it a check. Story-wise, not much happening. Have to give that a minus. And style, it's good. I give it a check. But going on, ooh, Gramble. Gramble is definitely feeling himself in this card. I love the confidence that is exuding from Granbull, and I like a lot of this kind of darker pink, these highlights for Granbull, and I like the shadows as well. So I like the contrast here going on between the highlights and the shadow. So I'm digging this style, almost kind of like a vaporwave style. Honestly, this is a plus, plus, plus for me. I'm so happy for Granbull. Absolutely. The confidence that it exudes just kind of takes over the card. It is working. So love this Granbull. Ooh, all right, Malamar. I'm a sucker for Malamar here. Definitely an appropriate setting. It's fair. It's fine. Check for a Pokemon like Malamar. Style-wise, I like a lot of the shadow work going on, but I have to give it a check, especially following up Granbull here. And story, definitely appropriate for Malamar. He's got that evil laugh going on. So another check for Malamar. All right, Serena. Serena, what are you doing here? So, setting appropriate, check for a grass Pokemon like Serena. Let's see, style. I do like the sunbeams going through. I like a lot of the shadow work going on. I'll give that a plus. Story-wise, all right, Serena, looks like you're practicing something. You don't seem happy. It almost seems like you're fed up with something and you're about to attack. So I'll give that story a check as well. But let's see. All right, we're jumping the gun here. Let's see. Cubchoo, have not seen this one yet. Setting-wise, doesn't seem appropriate for a Pokemon like Cubchoo, so I gotta give that a minus. Style-wise, it's good. It's a check for me. Story, Cubchoo seems to be happy here, frolicking through this grassy plain, but I don't know. That's about it for me, so I think I have to give that a check. But let's see what hollows. So all hollows for this 3-pack blister. Palafin, Dolphin, man. So we got a lot of action going on. He is beating the bad guy, obviously, in this card. So I like the story. It's appropriate for a Pokemon like Palafin. Definitely makes him look like the hero here in this card. So I got to give it a plus. Setting-wise, fine. He's in water. All right, the water's coming out. Almost looks like stars. I like that. I'll have to give that a check. Style-wise, it's a check. It's good. It's good. So there we go. All right. These are hits. We got our promo going on, but I think the winner for me definitely, oh man, definitely loving this Granbull. Let's see, what else was a winner here? A Combi, all right? I could talk about it all day, I feel like. I could do a whole video essay. Gotta love this Magnezone. And you know what? Snubble, all right? He is so upset at whoever is taking his picture. So, gotta give it to that card as well. Oh, and you know what? I also like this Houndstone. He's so happy. He's so joyful. So good pack opening overall. I would say lots of interesting artwork on display, but I think these are definitely going to be my top hits for this video. So thank you for joining me, and that's going to do it for today. So bye y'all, and see you next time.